It's end of the summer, and is it time for your pup to go back to school too? So locally, I have friends with kids. Some of them have young kids, and they just started some of them yesterday locally. And then I have other friends who have kids that are going to college, and they just dropped them off last week, and some of them are dropping them off in the coming weeks. So it's, time to buckle down and get back to the books. Now, for your dog and your puppy, you know, it may be time to take them back to school when you see this indicator. If your world has become smaller than more fun and better, then you may want to consider taking them to a class or a program. What do I mean by getting smaller? So, since you got your pup, have you been able to invite people over? Maybe not. If your dog has been either barking at them or jumping on them, you may become a little bit more embarrassed about it and stopped inviting people over. How about on your walks? Has your dog been jumping or barking or lunging at people? Well, you may feel embarrassed there too or frustrated and have decided to take him out at not so busy times of the day when other people are not out or in to locations which are not as busy. Does that sound familiar to you? So maybe it's time to take him in for some training because, you don't want to live in a smaller world because you got a dog, right? So, what I wanted to introduce you to is my program that is coming up soon. It's called my Rambunctious Pup Training Program. And when you go on my website, you'll see the thumbnail that looks like this. And basically, in this particular course, I do cover that, like the walk without pulling, disengaging instead of barking and lunging, greeting people without jumping, right? All those kind of things. Come when called. I don't know about you, but if my dog got out, like through the front door, like between my legs or something, man, my heart would be in my throat. So other things we cover is the foundational behaviors. We practice those like the sits and downs and stays and wait, leave it and drop it in new locations and in new positions. For example, sitting, instead of just sitting in front of you, maybe sitting beside you. Like, for example, when you want to greet people, you ask them to sit next to you. So when people come up, you guys are both facing the same direction. And down, not just down in your house, but maybe down on a bedding or a blanket when you're out at a coffee shop or something, asking them to lie down and settle, right? So if you still have a younger dog or a new rescue dog and you have potty training issues, we have tips for that and also tips for changing the nipping and mouthing behavior if you happen to have a younger dog. Now, the course comes with handouts and videos and not just the weekly classes, which you have access to even after the course is finished. So unlike other courses I've seen where you only have access to the material, the resources, maybe 4 months or 6 months or a year, you have, as long as my company still exists, you have access to it as long as my company is in existence. So the next one that's going to start up locally in Costa Mesa is September 6th. It's at a facility off of Harbor, and it's at 6 p.m. And it's 6 sessions. And afterwards, you have the opportunity to come out on group field trips with me. So if you're not local, it's okay because I also have an online version. And I'm going to introduce a self-study version of that soon. But in the meantime, there's lots of other free like handouts as well as uh, like guides. Sorry, I'm blanking here. Yeah, on my website, if you need some immediate help, contact me, DM me. Maybe I can direct you to the right ones that you need now. But as I mentioned, the local class is starting on September 6th at 6 p.m. And I only have like about 4 to 6 students at a time because I want to be able to address each of your like the specific problems that you are having with your pup. Now, I've been teaching for a while now, and whenever I teach, man, I love the aha moments on the human's face when they finally figure out how to communicate with their dog. And the moment when I see that between them, it reminds me of, that movie where there's that pig and the sheep farmer, and the pig has become um, the like in place of the dog that rounds up the sheep. And whenever he does that for the shepherd, um, the guy goes, "Oh, that will do, pig. That will do." And oh my gosh, I just love that scene, and I love the prideful beaming of that shepherd when he looks at his little pig and how well he did. And so when I see my humans, finally like figure out how to communicate with a dog during the training, I see the same look, because they're saying, "Ah, that will do, pig. That will do." So I really hope I will get a chance to meet you and your pup in one of my sessions. But if you have any other questions, you're quite welcome to DM me. Um, I will drop in the comments below the link to the upcoming class. And I will also drop my email address. But you can, wherever you see this, you can also DM me. All right. So I will see you soon. And thank you for joining me for my Training Tip Tuesday. I'll see you next Tuesday.